So Göndul did something no Valkyrie had ever attempted. She gave Thorleif her own immortality, transferring years of her divine life into his failing body, extending his existence at the cost of her own. She aged rapidly, her body withering, her power fading. But Thorleif lived, and he sang. He sang for another 50 years, and every song was about her. Every verse was a testament to the Valkyrie who chose poetry over war, love over duty, mortality over divinity. When he finally died, Göndul was waiting, not to take him to Valhalla, but to take him somewhere else, a place where the slain and the singers could exist without the gods watching. The final story is the darkest, because it asks the question no one wants answered. There was a warrior named Helgi who was blessed or cursed with a Valkyrie's protection. Kára had chosen him when he was a boy, decided that this one mortal would never die in battle as long as she lived. She followed him through every fight, invisible, deflecting arrows, turning swords, whispering warnings. He became the greatest warrior in the north, undefeated, legendary. And he never knew she existed, until the day she became visible. It happened during a battle so brutal that even Kára's protection began to fail. Helgi was surrounded, bleeding, exhausted. And Kára, desperate, broke the one rule Valkyries must never break. She appeared in physical form on the battlefield. The moment she became visible, she became vulnerable. An enemy archer lost an arrow meant for Helgi. But Kára was standing between them now, fully corporeal, fully mortal. The arrow struck her in the throat. She fell. Helgi caught her, confused, terrified, staring at this woman who had materialized from nothing and was now dying in his arms. "Who are you?" he gasped. "I am the reason you never lost," she whispered, blood bubbling from her lips. "I am the one who chose you." "I did not ask to be chosen," Helgi said, tears streaming down his face. "No one ever does," Kára replied, "but I chose anyway, because love does not wait for permission." She died, and the moment her soul left her body, Helgi understood what he had lost. In the very next battle, without Kára's protection, he fell. An ordinary blade pierced his side. He died slowly, painfully, in the mud. But he died knowing that someone had loved him enough to defy eternity. And in the Norse cosmos, that knowledge was worth more than Valhalla itself. 5 stories, 5 Valkyries, 5 different expressions of the same impossible choice. Do you enforce fate, or do you follow your heart? The Norse did not believe in the kind of love we celebrate today, romantic, soft, domesticated. They believed in love as a form of cosmic rebellion. Love as the force that shatters prophecy. Love as the only thing powerful enough to make even death bow. And the Valkyries, these warrior women who controlled death itself, were the perfect vessels for this idea. Here is what the myths are really teaching. Fate is not destiny. Fate is the default path. Love is the detour. Every Valkyrie who fell in love committed the same crime, choosing individual will over cosmic order. Brynhildr saved a king who was supposed to die. Sigrun helped her lover kill the man she was promised to. Hervör became death on her own terms. Göndul traded immortality for a poet. Kára died to save a warrior who was supposed to fight alone, and every single one was punished. Not because love is wrong, but because love is dangerous. Love is the wild card in a universe that demands predictability. The gods can tolerate war, famine, betrayal. All of these follow patterns. But love is chaos. And the Valkyries, by falling in love, proved that even the instruments of fate can be corrupted by something as simple and as devastating as the human heart. But here is the twist the myths never state outright. The Valkyries wanted to be corrupted. They were tired of being perfect, tired of obeying, tired of carrying souls to Valhalla while never being allowed souls of their own. When Brynhildr defied Odin, she was not just saving Agnar. She was declaring that she wanted to be mortal. She wanted to feel. She wanted to make mistakes. When Sigrun haunted a burial mound, she was saying, "I would rather rot beside the man I love than reign in a hall of false glory." The Valkyries were not victims of love. They were escapees. Love was their revolution. And the tragedy is not that they failed. The tragedy is that they succeeded, but only by destroying themselves in the process. This is why these stories are so brutal. Because the Norse understood something we have forgotten. Freedom and destruction are often the same thing. To break free of fate, you must break yourself. To choose love over duty, you must be willing to lose everything. To become fully human, you must embrace mortality. The Valkyries knew this, and they chose it anyway. Here is the second hidden meaning. The warriors did not save the Valkyries. The Valkyries saved themselves by choosing to be seen. For centuries they had been invisible, powerful, untouchable, and they were miserable. The moment they allowed themselves to love, to be vulnerable, to risk everything for a single mortal, that was the moment they became free. Even if freedom lasted only days, even if it ended in fire and blood and grief. Because one moment of genuine connection is worth more than an eternity of controlled perfection. The third and deepest truth. These myths are about consent and autonomy disguised as romance. Every Valkyrie story is about a woman reclaiming the right to choose. Odin chose their purpose. Fate chose their path. But love gave them the power to choose themselves. And the fact that the myths punish them for this choice is not a warning to women. It is a documentation of what has always happened when women claim autonomy in a world ruled by men and gods who believe they own them. The Valkyries are not cautionary tales. They are historical records of rebellion. So, what does this mean for you? It means every comic book hero, every cinematic warrior woman, every shield maiden and battle goddess you have ever seen. They are all descendants of the Valkyries' Wonder Woman choosing Steve Trevor over Themyscira. That is Brynhildr walking through fire. Black Widow choosing family over mission. That is Sigrun choosing love over duty. Captain Marvel refusing to be controlled by the Kree. That is Hervör ripping a cursed sword from her father's grave. The Valkyries created the Archetype, the woman who is supposed to be a weapon, but chooses to be human instead. And the reason these stories still resonate, the reason Marvel made a fortune putting a Valkyrie in Thor Ragnarok, the reason every fantasy novel now includes a warrior woman who defies her king, is because the core question has never been answered. What do we owe to duty, and what do we owe to ourselves? The modern world tells you that you can have both, that you can serve your purpose and follow your heart, that you can be loyal to the system and true to yourself. The Valkyries tell you that is a lie. They tell you that every meaningful choice is a sacrifice, that love and duty will eventually demand you choose between them, that freedom is not free. It costs everything you thought you were, and they tell you that the choice is still worth making. Because living as a weapon, no matter how powerful, is not living at all. Here is the lesson written in blood across Norse mythology. You are not the role you were assigned. You are the choice you make when that role becomes a cage. The Valkyries were created to enforce fate, but they used that power to break it. You were raised to fulfill certain expectations, from family, from culture, from society. You were told who to be, what to want, how to live. The Valkyries whisper across 1,000 years, you can say no. You can walk through fire to find what you actually want. You can haunt the graves of dead dreams until something real rises to meet you. You can rip the cursed sword from the past and wield it on your own terms. You can trade immortality for authenticity. You can become visible even if it makes you vulnerable. And yes, it will cost you. It might cost you relationships. It might cost you security. It might cost you the version of yourself that everyone else loved. But the Valkyries teach that this cost is not a tragedy. It is transformation. Every one of them gave up divinity and found humanity. Every one of them lost immortality and gained something that mattered more. A moment of genuine, chosen, uncontrolled love. And that moment, brief as it was, defined them more than centuries of perfect obedience ever could. So, when you see Valkyries in comics now, sanitized, simplified, turned into background characters in someone else's story, remember what they truly were. They were the original rebels, the first ones to say that love is more important than law, that connection matters more than duty, that being seen is worth the risk of being destroyed. They were warriors who taught us that the greatest battle is not against enemies. It is against the part of yourself that believes you must stay in the cage fate built for you. Somewhere in the halls of Valhalla, Odin still waits for warriors who die with honor. But somewhere beyond those halls, in the spaces between worlds where the gods do not rule, the Valkyries who fell in love are waiting too. Brynhildr and Sigurd, reunited beyond the fire. Sigrun and Helgi, no longer separated by death. Hervör with her cursed sword, finally at rest. Göndul and Thorleif, immortalized in verse. Kára and her warrior, protected at last. They are not in Valhalla. They are somewhere better, somewhere they chose. And every time a woman defies expectation, every time a warrior chooses love over glory, every time someone walks through fire to find what they actually want instead of what they were told to want, the Valkyries remember, because they taught us something the gods never intended us to learn. That free will is a weapon, that love is a form of warfare, and that the only battles worth fighting are the ones where you get to choose what you are fighting for. The choosers of the slain became the chosen of love, and in doing so, they became eternal in a way even Odin could not control. You are not a Valkyrie, but you have the same choice they did. You can enforce the fate that was written for you, or you can walk through fire to claim the life you were meant to choose. The myths know which option is harder, but they also know which one makes you free.